Good morning, cadre. Hey there, Blade Brothers. Got my Paladin, excuse me, soaking. Got my nurse mug. This is fine platinum that's been blooming, so take a little bit of that bloom water. Keep your whiskers soft. So, got a confession to make. You ever have one of those instances where all of a sudden you're reminded of something and you're just like, oh, I screwed that one up big time. You know, like, Valentine's Day is tomorrow. And I'm talking like, you know, sorry, this is, I mean, let me get the loading done. Alright, I think we're good. Hopefully this is not overhydrate. I'm showing you stuff you can't see. Can you see that? Got a ton of bloom water in fact, I'm gonna take just a touch out. Anyway, I'm talking like, you know, Valentine's is tomorrow, and say you sit down to dinner and your wife pulls out a card, and you know, you got that half a second when you're like, oh, what a nice surprise, oh, it's Valentine's Day, and you're like, oh, really hose that one. Well, I kind of had one of those instances yesterday that I feel bad about and have to pay the price for and making it right this morning. My buddy Major Rich from the Shaving Cadre was my secret Santa, you might say. We call it something else, but for the Cadre we did that. And the coolest thing he got me was a super speed from my birth year. He knows that, I'm sure he knows that I don't have very many vintage razors. Interested in trying them out, but I'm attracted to the new shiny, heavy, sparkly stuff. And I know when he answered the question about what's your best shave getting the best result, it was with a vintage razor. So anyway, he gave me one for Christmas. Very cool. In fact, if you watch that video, it's hilarious because he had packed it into a aftershave box of an aftershave I'm not completely sure that I would enjoy. And that's what I thought it was. Filmed my unboxing or present unwrapping video. Saw that, thanked him for that. And then a little while later, I opened it up. I thought I'd take a smell of it. That's not what was in the box at all. It was a razor. And I'm like, wasn't that cool? So, needless to say, there's a plethora, what do you call it? Something of wealth. What's that term? Something of riches? Too early now. Too old, too early. Embarrassment of riches. Not you, Rich. You're not embarrassing. Around the holidays, and we were sharing a bedroom. Not sharing. We took over the bedroom of our oldest. So all my Christmas stuff went in there, and when we moved back to our bedroom, I moved everything, put all my shaving stuff away. And, you know, out of sight, out of mind. I also found I've got several soaps and aftershaves I bought before Christmas I haven't used yet, that kind of stuff. So now in a place of honor, right there, Rich, that's where it's going to live, is my very first super speed. So I've got it, I just put in a feather blade. So we'll see, buddy. So yeah, and I want to pay attention when I shave with this. It, you know, I also have a lot of shaves lined up. So my next two videos were going to be the last question that I posed to everybody is like, you know, what would be your best shave ever? Just end result. What would you pick for getting the closest with the least irritation? Date night shave, and then what's your most opulent? If people looked at your stuff and were like picking out the things that look like they'd be the most expensive or should give you the best shave, that kind of thing. So those are my next two, but jump this guy to the front of the line. Well, alright. I've learned not to make assumptions on the start of a first pass. But I'll tell you, there is no blade chatter. It feels like it's super efficient. It feels like I got a nice clean line there at the sideburn. But no blade feel, but you can hear it removing the hair. I don't, Rich, this could be a disaster because if it gives me an awesome shave, I've got the Asylum RX back there, I got that sweet looking SR71, the Timeless, and he's like, dude, here's something over 40 years old that and it's interesting because I do like the heavy razors. This one is not light, but it feels like some light razors you feel like you can't do just to let the razor do the work. You have to add a little bit of, hesitate to say pressure, but you have to make sure they're staying in contact with your face. Versus the really heavy ones, it truly is let the razor do the work. You're guiding it. Some instances even kind of lifting off a little bit so that the weight isn't adding as much pressure just itself. But this one, it doesn't feel, it feels like, I don't know, it'll be interesting after a couple of shaves with it if it's still doing that, if it's just a brand new blade. And like, if you go back and watch my video where I tried the Holy Black SR71 for the first time, I thought it was a sweet, awesome shave. And then the second shave didn't replicate that. So, I've learned to be cautiously optimistic now because of that. But right now, this, from the audible feedback, this seems super efficient. I'll make a stroke, and then when I go back over that area, there's no noise, which is telling me it's removed all the hair pretty quickly. But also, this is not a tough test for it. After work yesterday, I just thought a shower would be nice. I usually just shower once in the mornings, but I did another shower, and out of routine, started thinking about, you know, what I'd use for a shave, and what the heck. It's enjoyable. My face wasn't irritated at all or anything, so got a second shave for the day in. So there's, let's see, what was that, around, I don't know, 4:30-ish. So this is just over, what do we, again, I gotta do math in the morning. Anyway, just over like 13 hours-ish. Not a lot of thick hair growth, but anyway, the traits of the razor Don't change with that. No, there's no blade feel. Had nothing to do with that. The efficiency might change, but like I said, the whole angle and feeling on the skin and all that stuff. Yeah, it seems pretty good. So I feel like I say that a lot in my videos. I mentioned this before, but I continue on saying it because my assumption isn't that everybody watches every single one of my videos that comes out. I can't afford backup singers, no green screen special effects, so I kind of think people skip around, or if you watch it, maybe just the beginning to see what's being used. Anyway, last year my personal goal was 365 shaves for the year. I got exactly 365, but that included, this is doing the third pass pretty nice, I gotta say that. Let's see if there's a little still left this direction. Look, squirrel got distracted. So the 365 shaves did involve missing a couple when I was going through a medical thing and just had some pain for a day or two, recovery, and just really didn't even make it to the shower. And then a couple of days of 2 shaves. Wasn't the total intention, but the end result regardless. So this year I thought, forget the 365, I did it, you know, I did a whole video, pluses and minuses to that. But this year, just because I've done so many in a row, since the ones that I missed, I thought, well, that'll be interesting. There's another stat, nerdy shave stat. I'm rinsing one hand and try to keep my face, hold on. There, just get that over with. Anyway, I just thought, out of interest, we'll just see how long that goes. But now that I'm tracking, all right, well, interesting. Little sting here and a little right here. I was expecting no sting at all. I wouldn't say it's an aggressive razor. I didn't have any blade feel. Hit and miss, and again, so this is I want to say third shave in 24 hours. That could be part of it for sure. So I don't think I blame that on the razor just yet. So anyway, tracking how many days in a row I shave, and now I've got this feeling like, well, geez, you know, what am I think I'm up at 192 days in a row, something like that. Anyway, kind of bummed. If I hadn't missed those couple last year, I'd be like, what, over 400 days straight? Anyway, what's in the past is in the past. But now I'm thinking, you know, well, heck, if you skip a day, now that whole thing resets. I mean, your streak is over, and it's going to take over half a year to get back up to where you were. So even if you don't feel like doing it, just power through. You know, one day you don't feel like doing it, that you do it, and the streak is still going. Anyway, dumb stuff, right? Nobody can care less about that other than myself. But I don't know, until I get in the local news for, you know, 500 shaves in a row, and, you know, guys going, I've been shaving for. All right. Let's evaluate this thing. There's lemon. All right, so I think it's a given BBS on the cheeks. interesting on the neck. You know, I don't want to make any final decisions, this being kind of a different shave, having one just last night. There's a little bit, typical spot right here, a little bit of roughness, but when I have leftover hair here, it usually is almost like you can feel the individual hairs, kind of like some just didn't get picked up and they're a little sharper and stuff. This just feels like super high grit sandpaper in a few areas. So it's interesting. It's not the normal residual that I grab a thing for. It's just not individual hairs, but areas where it's not as close as it could be. This will dry down to BBS for sure. So, so there it goes. Somebody else mentioned I should try for 600 shaves this year, since I did 2, and stupidly enough, it crossed my mind for a couple of seconds. I'm like, well, geez, if I just use mild razors for every shave, maybe I could do that. That would be fun, doing 2 shaves almost every day and 2 soaps. I'm like, where's my stuff? I missed it. Oh, getting near the bitter end of the 2-in-1. I kind of ashamed of myself that I even thought of that. See, I'm even now, I'm still thinking, I'm like, yeah, that's stupid, but what if? No, I'm not gonna, don't even, because I missed enough. now I'm thinking the calculations and how many days could I not do a double shave, and I had to fit 3 in one day. All right, enough of that. So good shave. Thank you again, Rich. Apologies it took so long. Very cool. It is mild, I'd say super efficient, and I'm very interested in seeing how it is. On a normal shave day. So come see us, theshavingcadre.com. Bingo is nearing the bitter end, I hope. I'll probably win today, so by the time you see this, I don't know if it's worth checking out, but come check out the rest of the cadre. Don't need any comments about the hair. I don't think I put a little too much suavecito this morning, so feeling kind of bad about that, but I got a good shave, got a good smelling soap. I'll pick a great scent halfway through the work week. See you on the forums.